वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते।
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good morning, Shubhodayam. Today I am not taking up any quote from your prayer book. I want to speak the same thing that I have spoken to other batches. The topic is the true wealth. The true wealth. असली ऐश्वर्य क्या होता है? What is true wealth? When we use the word wealth, the first thing that strikes us is money, properties like lands, buildings, vehicles, and gold, jewelry, diamonds, right? Wealth means that's the thing that strikes us. Sampada. Albert Einstein, he liked one quote. That quote, he got it written on his wall in his drawing room. Okay? It's not his quote, but somebody else's quote, but he liked it because he kept it in drawing room. What is that? Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. I'll repeat the quote. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. You think it's confusing? I will explain it. See, for example, your money, bank balance, how much is there? 10 lakhs is there in my bank account, you can tell. A building you have, you can tell that my building is worth 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs. It's countable. You can quantify it, right? So, like that gold, you have 10 tola of gold, you can say that it costs around 6 lakhs or 5 lakhs, like that. But when we die, we cannot take these things to the next world. No physical property that we accumulate here will come with us when we die, when we go to the next world. What comes with us is only the good actions and the bad actions, demerit of the good action and bad action that we have performed. That only follows us post death. That alone survives. Only the merit and the demerit only follows us. For example, qualities like kindness, compassion, selflessness, honesty, integrity, truthfulness. This is real wealth because when you have this, you will only engage in good actions. Then you will acquire merit. Punya karma, we call it. So the punya karma alone actually will come to with us when we die. So, but it cannot be quantified. You can't say that I have 1 lakh worth of kindness in my heart. It's not a quantifiable. It cannot be counted. But this alone counts. That which cannot be counted alone counts. See, for example, truthfulness. You cannot say I have 5 lakh worth of truthfulness. It cannot be counted. Similarly, honesty and integrity, they are not quantifiables. You cannot measure them. But they have the real worth in them because when you have these things, you will do good actions, meritorious actions. Selfless love, for example. You cannot quantify and say that I have 10 lakh worth of selfless love in my heart. So these things actually really count. That's why Albert Einstein's the second quote, second half of the quote where it says, not everything that counts can be counted. These things really count because they add our value, they enhance our worth as a human being. Not the physical properties or not the money that we deposit on our banks. You know, Mata Amritanandamayi, have you heard her name? A spiritual genius, a spiritual stalwart, mother like Holy Mother. She is just 7th class pass, cannot speak any language other than Malayalam. But she is running today huge institutions. She has a deemed university, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. That's the number 1 private university in the country today. The entire rankings, it is the number 10 position it holds, All India rankings of universities. One of the best universities in the country, and also she runs a huge medical institute, Amrita Health Sciences, something like that in Kollam. They have their campuses across the South India, particularly Coimbatore, Bangalore, Chennai, and other parts of Kerala. Huge establishment. She is running. She is just a 7th class pass woman. And she gives her motherly love to everybody. She is called hugging mother. What she does is she hugs people, children, small children, elderly people, old, irrespective of the caste, creed, and religion. So she has become hugging mother, and she whispers in the ear of every person whom she hugs, Amakutti, your mother's child. Okay? So she has followers across the globe, across the world, in so many countries. They have their ashramas, establishments. So one year when she went to some country in Europe, okay, one of her devotees happened to be a young man who is crippled because of the cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is one of the congenital disorders. పుట్టుకతో వచ్చేటువంటి వైకల్యం. వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు కూడా వీల్ చైర్లోనే ఉండాలి జీవితాంతం. They cannot perform their basic necessities of life. They cannot take their bath, they cannot eat their food, somebody else has to support them. Cerebral palsy. One kind of, motor disorder. And that young man came with wheelchair and he wanted to ask Amma something. He had a question and he was eager to ask. And so Amma called him near. What you want to ask my child, you tell me. That young man, everybody around thought that he would ask, Amma, you relieve me from this suffering because I am wheelchair bound. I am not able to do my basic functions. Help me. But contrary to their expectations, what the young man asked, he asked, Amma, I love my country, my motherland. This is one of the affluent countries in the world. But my country is spiritually impoverished. What can I do to enrich my country spiritually? What can I do to enrich the spiritual worth and spiritual wealth of my country? నా దేశం చాలా ధనిక దేశము, కానీ ఆధ్యాత్మికంగా చాలా పేద దేశం. సో ఈ పేద దేశంలో ఆధ్యాత్మిక సంపద నేను ఎలా పెంచవచ్చు? హౌ కెన్ ఐ ఎన్హాన్స్ ద స్పిరిచువల్ వెల్త్ ఆఫ్ మై కంట్రీ? దట్ వాస్ ద క్వశ్చన్ హీ హ్యాడ్ ఆస్క్డ్. Mother's eyes actually were in tears. Her eyes became moist and she looked into the eyes of the young man and said, my child, you yourself are proof of the spiritual wealth of this nation. Okay? You yourself are the proof of the spiritual worth of this nation in which you live. నువ్వు పెద్ద ఆధ్యాత్మిక సంపదవి, నీకు ఇంత పవిత్రమైన హృదయం ఉంది, నువ్వు నీ కోసం అడగకుండా, నీ యొక్క వైకల్యాన్ని నిర్మూలించడానికి నన్ను అడగకుండా, యు ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ ఫర్ యువర్ కంట్రీ, యు ఆర్ ఫీలింగ్ సో మచ్ ఫర్ యువర్ పీపుల్ అండ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ద స్పిరిచువల్ వెల్త్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ నేషన్. And she said that I have hope, okay? Because when people like you are there, there is hope for your country, you don't worry. And JP, Amma was very, very happy. And then she turned towards brahmachari who was standing nearby and told him, you just see this person, how wonderful a human being he is. She told, you know why the person is so happy, though he is wheelchair bound, always joyful. She could see the joy on the face of the young man because of selfless love. Because of his selfless love. He is not thinking about himself, though he is in such a pitiable condition, though he is crippled. He is thinking about the country, he is thinking about the people around, and he is talking about the spiritual wealth of the nation. And an individual who has that kind of sensitivity, who understands that spiritual wealth is the real wealth, when such people exist, there is hope for the future of the world. There is hope for this country. So Amma was very, very happy. So what really brings us happiness is not the material wealth that we acquire. Of course, material wealth is important. It is the spiritual wealth that we have, which we can cultivate, like kindness, compassion, truthfulness, honesty. This brings us real peace and joy. A young man has gone to a wise man, okay, an elderly wise man. He goes to him and asks him, sir, in which field I can make the best of the career? You just tell me the field where I can make the best of a career. And that old wise man told him, be a good human being, there is no competition here. ఏ రంగంలో నేను మంచిగా ఉద్యోగం సంపాదించుకోగలనంటే be a good human being, there is no competition here. First, that is very, very important. Other things will come to us automatically. You just look around, cats are there, dogs are there, rats are there, birds are there. Who is providing for them? Who is feeding them? God is feeding them. Yes or no? Right? Just to tell me one animal which lives in, kind of insecurity for its future. No animal, right? No animal has worried for tomorrow. Only we human beings. 25 years of education is not sufficient. Still we feel so insecure about tomorrow. అంతే కదా ఈ అభద్రతాభావం ఎంత ఉందంటే సొసైటీలో ఎవ్రీబడి ఫీల్స్ ఇన్సెక్యూర్. But you just look at animals, they are not as evolved as we are. They don't have that much of intelligence, but how they live, how peacefully they live, how they conduct, as if actually they are in the safe hands of the Lord. As Lord is feeding and providing for these animals, okay, which we consider as low in terms of intelligence and evolution. But will He not provide for us actually, who are more evolved than those animals? Why should we feel so insecure about our future? It's very important to have faith in God and to cultivate these virtues. Once we have these virtues, money will come, name and fame will come, okay? Wealth will come, we'll have good relationships, everything will come. So you have to focus on building your personality and character and enhancing your spiritual worth. It's very easy and simple to do, but we don't do it. Just keep repeating God's name and your spiritual wealth gets enhanced and you are contributing to the society and the country significantly. Believe in this, okay? Thank you.